We will discuss with you about this project, this topic. My name is Philippe Lenan. I'm a consultant for Aiming since 9 years. I have 15 years of experience, and I have a material background. We're here today with my colleague Maud Bossard.
Hello, everyone. I'm also a consultant at Aiming. I've been working for 6 years now in coordinating European projects. And I have a biology background. I have also a project management professional certification.
Today's topic is to discuss with you about the start of a project. And we consider that having a good kickoff meeting is very important and have a good impact on the start of your projects. So here is the agenda of this webinar. What are the kickoff meetings stakes and objectives? How to organize your kickoff meeting before it happens, the D-Day and after the kickoff meeting. And finally, we will give you some good practices. If you have some questions, there is a box on the right of your screen called questions. We will answer them at the end of the session. So do not hesitate to use it. If you have some questions, we will take time at the end of the webinar. To start, what are the kickoff meeting stakes and objectives? If we take the project lifetime, you can see that there is a long time even before starting your project. You have first to set up your proposal. So you build a partnership, you tell a story to a potential funder. If your project is selected and granted, you have then to prepare your grant agreements. It means preparing and finalizing your technical proposal, the next one, finalizing your budgets, and also finalizing your consortium agreements. Then your project will start, usually on the first day of the month after the entry into force of the grant agreement. And then your project will have his life, and you will have to manage the day-to-day activity, the technical and financial reporting, the contractual follow-up, business analysis, and so on. We have a first question for you. This is a short poll with the first question, which is, what are, for you, in your opinion, the main objectives of a project kickoff meeting? We have a few propositions that you should see on your screen shortly. Yes, that's it. The propositions are to review the project objectives and plan the technical work, to enjoy a short stay abroad for free, to meet the consortium and the European Commission, or to start the project in the best condition. You can vote and choose one or more options there. So do not hesitate to answer it, and we will share shortly the answers. Well, I can see that the most answers, the more important answers are thanks to meet the consortium and the European Commission, and obviously to start the project in the best conditions. But I suspect that you understood that that is the topic of today, and to review the project objectives and plan the technical work. Those three lines are the most and the main objectives of the project kickoff meeting. We agree on that. Enjoying a short stay abroad for free is not usually accepted by the EC, because you can obviously share some information and cultures with your partners, but this is not the main objective of the project. So to continue on this, what are the kickoff meeting stakes and objectives? We have two main stakeholders in a European project. You have the EC, the European Commission, and its representative, the project officer. And you have also you, the project partners, the consortium, the coordinator, the work package leaders, and the whole partners of the project. If we consider the objective for the consortium, the first is to start, as a lot of you mentioned, to start the project in the best condition. How to do that? It's by defining and agreeing on the global rules of the project, but also to share some information about different aspects, the contractual, the legal, the administrative, the financial, technical, and so on. to review the project objectives and the daily organization, how you will work together. So on those aspects I just mentioned, but also on reviewing and defining the work program and the activities of the whole project. Another objective is to create a collaborative spirit within the consortium. By that, you will have to introduce the partners to each other and to know every contact point within each company or each laboratory and so on. And then to prepare the first 6-month action plan. So as a tip, we recommend you to that each partner should study the Annex 1, so the technical annex of the grant agreement, before the meeting. In order, if everyone has some question, it's a good time to study this document before to participate to the meeting. The objective for the European Commission, the EC, well, it's your funder, so they want to meet you and to know you better. They want to meet the partners, to know that their expectations, how you will work together, what are your objectives within the project for the projects, but they also want to present you and explain you what are the expectations and requirements in terms of contractual rules, in terms of reporting, and what they are seeking in terms of impact for the project at the European level. So now, some more thoughts on how to organize your kickoff meeting.
Okay, thank you, Philippe, for this presentation and clarification on the objectives of such meetings. I will now present, go more into details on the organization by itself of the kickoff meeting. We'll start with what you should do before the meeting. And again, I'd like to have your feedback on which action you think is not a best practice to organize your kickoff meeting. So for this survey, you will be able to choose only one answer among, so fix the date with all stakeholders, define the agenda early, organize the logistic, or let the partners organize their presentations. I will leave you a few seconds to start voting. Okay, so most of you, I think most of you had the time to vote. So now we will share the results and we will comment them. So most of you have replied that the last option, to let the partners organize their presentation, is actually not a good practice. So this is correct. Indeed, it's best if you provide a template to your partners with some guidelines on how to prepare their presentation. Some of you have voted to, about 9% of you voted that organizing the logistic is not the best practice. Well, this is actually one action that you should prepare and be in charge of. We will go into details in the coming slides. So here I summarized the different steps and how you should organize yourself to prepare your kickoff meeting. So first of all, it's important that you fix the date as soon as you know the official starting date of your project, that you should contact your project officer to agree on the date and the place where your meeting will occur. So this, as an indication, should be around a month before the meeting. You should also start to draft the agenda and prepare the logistic information so you can communicate to the partners how to reach the meeting place. When preparing the first draft of the agenda, it's important you check with your project officer whether he or she wants to have a slot for the presentation of the European Commission rules and expectations. Around 3 weeks before the kickoff meeting, you should plan a pre-kickoff meeting with the management team, or at least the core group of your project, so that you can all make sure you're on the same page and that you validate the meeting objectives. And you should also together finalize the agenda and prepare. You should finalize the agenda and prepare the presentation templates around 2 weeks before the meeting. Do not forget to include some guidelines in the templates so the partners know what you expect from them. Around a week before, you can start collecting the partners' presentations, so they should prepare some slides for introduce their organization, but also their work package if they're work package leader. It's important that you collect them in advance, since you should check the clarity, the homogeneity of the message, and if you have time to compile all the presentation in one document beforehand, it's quite practical on the day of the meeting. You shall also start to prepare some animation sessions. I will present some examples afterwards, but this is important so you keep the dynamic of your project, and that you can have animation sessions such as icebreakers or team building activities. So finally, the day before, it's important that you check the global logistic of your project, and that you prepare the attendance list, for the participants. So here are some examples for animation sessions. So the first one I'd like to present is a classic icebreaker, the introduce your neighbor. You should ask your participants to make pairs, and during 1 minute each, they talk about themselves, they present each other. Talking about their work life, but also their personal life. And then you should ask each participant to present the other one in front of everyone as a roundtable discussion. You also have some team building options, which are more to give some energy in your meeting and to break the session where someone is just presenting their results. So you can have some mime, so you can ask partners to walk around the room, to breathe and to relax, and then you will just say a word that they can mime. You can use the lineup activity. Usually you give 5 minutes to the partners to line up. They should do that without speaking or making any noise. And they should line up according to the criteria you decide. So it can be their date of birth or the country they're coming from in alphabetical order, for example. This activity is very useful if you want to make some groups randomly with the different participants, and then you can just use the line and make groups every 4 people, for example. And other animation sessions include the quiz. We have now access to many digital tools online that you can use to organize quizzes and to collect answers. And so here I've indicated a few examples. So you have Socrative, Plickers, or Kahoot. It's also important that you organize a social event at the end of your meeting or in the afternoon. I have shared here some examples I had the chance to have within my projects. So you can, for example, visit the jump ski ramp. That's what we did in Oslo. Have a fine dinner at the restaurant at the Tour Montparnasse in Paris, or some sightseeing of the Troubles in Lyon. You can also have a more formal social event, such as visiting a partner's industrial site or facilities. If it makes sense, if it's relevant for the project, for the partners, and for the project officer.
Now we've seen, prior to the kickoff meeting, how to organize it. We want to discuss in a bit more details the D-Day, the day of the kickoff meeting. At first, and the poll for you. The question is, what are the important moments for a successful kickoff meeting, in your opinion? So you should see the poll on your screen shortly. And the different propositions are the work packages presentations, the workshops and or discussions, the partner presentations, the coffee breaks, or the EC presentation. So you can vote for one or more of these different options. well, I can see from the first votes that the opinions are diverse. Okay, I think we can now stop the poll and share the results with you. So most of you think that the work packages presentations are the most important moment of the kickoff meeting, when the EC presentation is the less important one. Well, actually, that was a kind of a tricky question, because we consider that all those moments are important. The work package presentations are obviously very important because the partner will share their view on their technical activity. The workshop and discussions are obviously very important to let the partner discuss. The partner presentation is allow you to know more the different partners and the people that you will work with. The EC presentation is also important because you can meet your project officer, understand how he or she will work with you and what are his expectations regarding the project and the way we work together. And finally, the coffee breaks. Well, you mentioned it also, and that's good because it's really an important time for having informal discussion, informal time together, well, to share some information. So if we want to go into the proceeding of the project, you have first to check the logistics. Once again, you're responsible also for that with the host of the meeting, but you have, if you can, as you can see, there is a tip on that. If you can arrive in advance to check all the logistics with the hosts, it's very important because well, the logistic is really the core part or the beginning of the session. So you have to check if you need some stick badges, if they are present, if you need a camera, if the video equipment is ready and is available and ready. If the meeting room is ready, if you have enough seats in the meeting room, if the lunch will be on time and, well, obviously the timing of lunch, and if you have everything ready for the different coffee breaks. Have all the documentation available. It means receiving and having all the presentation available and gathered on a computer, on a USB stick, on whatever. Sign the attendance list. It's important because the attendance list is the document the EC will use to consider if a partner participates to a meeting or not. Respect the timing. So it means adapt the timing. If a partner speaks too much, well, it could be acceptable, but keep an eye on the timing, on the clock, and try to be sure that everyone can speak with everyone and on the necessary topic. As mentioned in the survey, do not forget the coffee breaks. They are very important, well, to take a breath, but also to share some other topic of interest between the partners outside of these formal moments. Eat the exchanges, so it means be present, talk to all partners, and like Maud presented earlier, you can include some icebreakers, animations, everything that can help the partner to discuss, to exchange in the best mood, in the best mood. Facilitate the discussion between the partners, obviously. Keep the information of the day. You have to take some minutes to keep the track of the decision made during the day. And if you can have some help to do that, it will really also ease you to do the job. Give clear information about the availability of the meeting's material. All the presentation, the minutes, the attendance list, and so on should be available after the meeting. So it's important to remind to the partner how they will be available and when. If needed, you can organize some votes and agree on a clear action plan at the end of the meeting. So to prepare the follow-up, you have to agree on this action plan, agree on the decision made. You have also to collect, if needed, an evaluation sheet if you consider it could be relevant. If you miss any signature, for example, on the consortium agreements, it's the time also to collect it. Or if you don't have the contact details of partner, well, it's a good time also for doing that. And finally, you can agree on the next meeting dates. Well, after this meeting.
Thank you, Philippe. So yeah, as you said, you finished talking about preparing the follow-up. I'll give you here some tips about what you should do once your meeting is finished. The documentation, so it's important that you share the slides and all the relevant material that has been presented during your meeting. So we strongly recommend that you use a secured collaborative platform to do so. And you can use the tool we use, Hemisphere. To keep the dynamic of the meeting, you should try to circulate the decision and the action list that you prepared together within the 3 days following the meeting. And you should also make sure that you circulate the detailed minutes for approval to everyone. It's important that you seek partners' approval, or at least that they do not object to the decision that were taken. So to make sure that they feel really committed to the agreed actions. And the actions that you decided on, you should follow them up. It's better if you have a contact name rather than an organization or a partner's name. And if there are delays in realizing the actions, this is fine, it happens, but just make sure you ask for justification of these delays and make sure that they provide you with new deadlines. The last part of this webinar is to give you a bit more best practices out of the technical and material organization of the meeting that we presented. Indeed, you are the organizer of this meeting, so your posture and your attitude is also of prime importance. We have listed here some do's and don'ts about your attitude during the meeting. It's important that you stay neutral, that you behave professionally. Please also make sure you are attentive, that you distribute the talks between the partners and that you allow everyone to speak up. You may have some shy people in your assistance and they will not dare to speak in front of everyone. Just make sure you're here to share the talking between the partners. It's important also that you respect the timing. We've already insisted clearly on this during the webinar. The coffee breaks are really important. So if you have to adjust the timing, try to keep the coffee breaks as important moments. An advice also is not to let the discussions drag on. So if you have some partners having technical issues or they would like to discuss, it's best if you advise them to shift this discussion at another moment, like for a coffee break, for example, or during the dinner. Or if it's a too big discussion that should occur, just offer the possibility to organize a conf call between the concerned partners on a different day and a different time. Do not take decisions for them and do not impose your opinion on this project. So to summarize, the kickoff meeting is a very important step in your project life, and we hopefully with all the best practices and all the examples we provided today, we hope that we are now ready to start your project in good conditions. Do not forget that it will really help the relationships between the partners and develop the consortium spirit in your project. It will also show how you will work and set the good practices and the good starting point of your project life afterwards. So thank you for your presentation, for your attention, sorry. We're here, of course, to answer any question that you may have. So we will check the questions.
If you have some questions.
We received.
Yeah, we just received one. when should I start working on the kickoff meeting? Okay. What do you want to answer that one?
Yeah. Actually, this is something we mentioned in the webinar. The sooner the better, to be honest, that you should start working on preparing and organizing it. It's very important that you contact very early your project officer to set the date and the place. And once you have this starting point, then you can launch all the different actions that we presented during today's webinar. Okay. Okay, we have another question here. What is the usual duration of a kickoff meeting? Okay, I'll answer. The usual is 1 day or 1 day and a half. It depends on how big your project is, what's the structure of the project. Depends how many work packages need to be presented, and if you have 6 partners on board or 15 partners on board. It's also good if you have some time and the logistic possibilities to organize on half a day. So it could be a day and a half, some workshops, so the partners can sit together and start to discuss the actions they will work on during the first 6 months of the project. So you go a bit beyond having just the objective presentation of your project.
Thank you. How do people accept ice-breaking activity? Is it okay to make ice-breaking activity with the project officer? Sure, it is. Well, the idea and the objective of this is to make the people comfortable with each other. So you have to try to find something that could, first, you as the organizer, you have to find something that you are comfortable with, and this will help the people to accept the ice-breaking activities. If you're not comfortable with doing that, well, it will be complicated to make the people accept that. At the first point, for making the EC accept it, well, I don't see any problem.
Yeah, usually people are maybe a bit surprised at the beginning, but then in the end they like it. So this is the feedback we receive from the meetings where we organize it. In the end, it's a very good option to give some dynamic in the group.
Do you consider the dinner of the kickoff meeting as an eligible expense? Yes, it is. Well, yes.
Yes, it is. The only thing that will not be eligible if one partner invoices the other partners for the dinner. So the best practice is either the organizer pays for everyone and then claims the cost in the financial declaration, or then at the restaurant you ask to split the bill and each participant pay its dinner, and that will be included in their travel cost.
Another question, isn't a 2-day meeting best, even if it's a midday to midday, so that the partner can meet for dinner? Well, the 2 options in my mind are good, having a full day or this 2-day meeting. It really also depends on the place of the meeting, but if, for example, you have a full day, usually the people are coming the day before. So they should have some time to spend with everyone. Both possibilities are good, and I don't think there is one which is better to the other.
Yeah, no, I agree with the proposition having it midday to midday, because it allows people to travel and not to spend too much days or to travel. So you can travel in the morning, have the meeting in the afternoon, and then travel back in the afternoon of the second day. So, yeah. Do we have more questions? I think we're good. So we will share the presentation to all of you, and if you have If you have some questions, you can find here our contact details. And thank you again for your attendance and your participation in this webinar. We wish you all a nice day.
Have a nice day. Thank you for coming.